Should you use ChatGPT to build your marathon plan in 2026? That's the question we'll be asking today. Before we get into this entire video, I do want to make it really clear that I'm just an amateur that really likes to run, and all of these things are just based on my experience. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this video. This is just from my personal experience, and let's get into the video. So I'm doing something new this year. I'm actually using AI to build my marathon plan as I attempt to go 3:30 in May. Now, I haven't used ChatGPT before to build my marathon plan. Generally, I just go off of a template in my head. Every week, I'll just follow a general template that's in my head. I know the days that I want to do quality workouts in. I know the days that I want a longer run or just easy miles, which is all really well and good, and it's worked for me for the first few years of my running journey. But this year, I wanted something a little bit more comprehensive, and also just the ability to roll out of bed, look at a printout on the fridge to know what I'm running that day, and knowing that it's totaling up to more and more miles every week, and week over week doing more and more miles. So I wanted to have a plan in place. Now, I could have put this plan together all by myself, or which is what I've done in the past. But this time around, I wanted to just check out ChatGPT. Now, there are some pros and cons to using ChatGPT. And some of the pros are that if you don't have a coach or can't afford a coach, ChatGPT could be a really helpful resource. One of the others is that if you're not really experienced, it could give you access to information. It's like a more advanced Google search. The other one, the last one is if you want a template, it gives you something to work with. Now, some of the cons are, it isn't a coach. It's not a replacement for a coach. A coach is going to be able to give you experience, tried and true methods. ChatGPT is really pulling from a lot of sources online, and really does not replace an in-person coach or even a remote coach that is working with you for years, just because there isn't that human interaction. They're able to read your tone, they're able to see your injury history, they're able to work with you. They're, I think, way more flexible, and having real life experience matters when it comes to a sport. Having experience that you can trust goes a really long way. I think, especially as a runner, as you're trying to build toward goals, to be able to just trust someone. It's really tough to know if you can trust ChatGPT with the sources of information it's giving you. And then lastly, but certainly not least, it's not the most accurate mathematically speaking. Sometimes it will say, hey, these are how many weeks. The way I found this out was as I was planning my build. I asked for it to start. I asked ChatGPT to start to count the amount of weeks from January 5th all the way to May 16th. I just wanted to know how many weeks was that, and it told me like 18 weeks. My training partner, Luke Bruno, I sent him my marathon plan, and he sent back asking if I was intending to run a week earlier. Because he counted 18 weeks, and he was right. It shorted me a week, so I had to go back, correct it. So knowing all this, I went to ChatGPT to work out a plan, because I know what I want to do. I know what I want to accomplish. I know the miles I want to have. I know the kinds of workouts, but I just wanted a template to work with. So I don't have a coach. It's pretty expensive to get a coach. And I've got enough experience under my belt that I know what I need to work on. And I also have done 2 marathon builds, and I know one was really good and one wasn't really good. And so I wanted to model and improve on that build. So what I did was I gave ChatGPT like 4 paragraphs, like 3 to 4 paragraphs of a prompt, and then worked with it. And what I'm doing moving forward is evaluating every week. Okay, is this something that I want to do? Do I need to push faster? Sometimes in just the first 2 weeks, it's given me a couple workouts that really didn't push me as much as I wanted to. So I went a couple extra reps beyond what ChatGPT recommended. The only way to handle a plan like this that ChatGPT made for me was to constantly be evaluating it. Because if you went into a plan like this and you're just coasting, you really could be leaving a lot of meat on the bone as far as being able to improve yourself. All right, let's dive in here. So here are the prompts that I gave ChatGPT. it's funny. I was making fun of ChatGPT not being able to count. I did tell it 18-week plan, when really, and that's what it gave me when really it was 19 weeks. So that's not on ChatGPT. Although I think I did ask. Oh wait, no, yeah, ChatGPT did say 18 weeks, 18 weeks and 6 days. So that's basically 19 weeks. So yeah, Chat's exonerated. It's okay. GPT is not, it's not as dumb as I was making out to be. So, hey, but I have run into the fact that it's not mathematically the most accurate. And I think I've seen that in other people's videos. When it counts, sometimes it just doesn't count correctly. So here are the prompts. I told it what my goal was, what the level of, I told it about my aerobic base, the fitness level that I was at, and I also started to give it structure for my week. So I already had a really good idea of what I wanted it to do, what I wanted it to be like, and so that's really helpful. And I also told you about long runs, and then I launched into, hey, I also want you to focus on the first 4 to 5 weeks, just focusing on building that aerobic base even more. I want to get comfortable running 40 to 45 miles. And then hopefully by February and March, I would be comfortable to run in the low 50 to 55s. So then it was able to give me a general outline of what it would look like, and I was able to approve that. And then it started to go into the weekly structure, which is really helpful. And then what I found really helpful, I thought that this was a really great start, but I also needed to make some adjustments. For instance, it didn't give me as long runs as I wanted it to be. I wanted to hit 4 or 5 20 to 22 miles, because I know that that's been a weak spot for me. Like, I know a lot of marathon runners struggle with this, but hitting that 20 to 22 to anywhere between 18 and 20, 21, 22 miles, there's a wall. And I want to be prepared for that mental wall as possible by running that distance as much as possible. So I asked it to adjust that. And then I also asked it to turn it into a week-by-week table that I could print off, so that way I could just have it on my fridge, because that's something I haven't had in the past. And it was able to adjust that, and that was really helpful. So it gave me certain workouts. You know, it gave me easy run on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. It's either steady pace or a more intense threshold workout once we get into February and March. And then working in strides. And then we also have a long run on Saturday, and I take Sundays off. I don't run on Sundays. And so it factored in that for me. So, and then the nice thing is I could ask it questions and it could give me a guideline. So that was really helpful. It gave me something to work with, and I know what I want to improve on. I know what I need, and this is just giving me some structure, a template to work with. One of the big things to consider with ChatGPT, or really any AI chatbot, is the fact that when you ask it a question, it's going to pull from just a ton of resources. And some of those resources might not be the most accurate, or it might not actually be tailored for you in your current situation. As a runner, everyone's completely different. Everyone has their unique circumstances. They have their own timetables. They have their own restraints on what they can physically do, or what they can afford to do, or what they can have time to do. So ChatGPT doesn't know all of that. Once again, you can put in a lot of those prompts to give more tailored feedback, but just be aware, if you're just a beginner runner, or if you're a runner who is looking to take it to the next level, AI might not be the right it might not be the right thing for you at this moment. So just take that into account. I'm going to link the plan if you want to use it in the description. Feel free to use that. Feel free to ask me questions. I'll keep you updated on whether or not it's working out. So far, I haven't had to change it too much. On Thursdays, it does have me running like steady miles, which is 820, 840 pace for the entire run without a warm up or a cool down. So I do factor in a warm up and a cool down for that. So already I've had to make tweaks. But as far as mileage goes, as far as the workouts, I've been really happy with it. But we are only 2 weeks in. We still have 17 weeks until the race. But that is where we are at right now. If you're interested in following along for the 3:30 attempt, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos like this one, just talking about my experience. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. And also, I'm really curious what races you have coming up. Drop what races you have coming up in the comments, as well as what your thoughts are on ChatGPT or Grok or any of these AI bots. And I'm really curious what you have to say.